Welcome to this volume of Salsa Challenge Method of Teaching Salsa Dancing. In this volume we're going to focus on Cumbia and Cumbia turns, and there'll be a little bonus at the end as well. So Cumbia is a great move. We have it fairly late in our series here, but a lot of dancers really like to do Cumbia pretty early because it gives you that sense that you're like really dancing, because you're sort of really connecting with your partner, and it works really well. So we'll go through this systematically and give you an idea about what we're doing. First, I'd like to simply review Cumbia that's done face to face. So when we're here, we're simply going to lift here. It's a lead prep, and then negotiate, and then push back, and then we're in this position. Okay. So you can of course do this anytime. That's a Cumbia, straight simple Cumbia. Now, when we do Cumbia, but we're facing the same direction, let me just get Jenny to turn here. She's going to backstep with her right foot. I'm going to backstep with my left foot. So she's backstepping, and I'm backstepping. Now, look what happens. We're doing exactly the same thing we were doing when we were facing one another, stepping exactly the same. And there we were turning the same direction. But when we're facing the same direction, then it has this really great connectivity to it. And not only that, but when you're there, you can kind of look and see one another, make this connection with one another, and it's very cool. Okay? So that is part of the theory here behind Cumbia. So the question is, let me get you around here, Jenny. How do I get Jenny so that she and I are facing the same direction? Well, here the magic is the open break. So if we do an open break, and remember how we do that. So the lead prep is here, negotiate, push back. If I just pull her in front of me and step to the side, then we're in that position. So push, pull, and now we're in this position. Okay, so we're facing the same direction. So the lead on that, out of the open break, push, and then I'm pulling more with my left hand and her right hand. So push, pull, and then I can simply do a shoulder check, which is put my hand on her shoulder and push back when she's stepping forward. Okay? So open break, push, pull, but instead of pulling equally, which we did on, you'll remember the basket moves, here, it's the push equal there, equal push here, so we're staying parallel to one another, but then I'm going to pull more with my left hand. And what Jenny's going to do, her back step then will just come here, and she'll go right into Cumbia. Okay? So that very, very simple way then of simply, and you could do it this way as well. Push, pull, and then do back to front. Okay? Now, the question I always have as I teach this part, people say, well, how do I get out of it? Well, let me teach what we call a half Cumbia first. So this is a push-pull, but instead of stopping her with my hand on her shoulder, I'm simply going to put my left hand over her head, and we'll switch positions. Push, pull, and back step together. So that's all the way around. Again, push, pull, and back step together. So I call that a half Cumbia. So we could do push, pull, shoulder check, shoulder check. Now shoulder check, stop. Right here is where I went with the half Cumbia. So I pick up that hand and we switch places and come back. So let me demonstrate that for you. So push, pull, shoulder check, shoulder check, shoulder check, pick up the hand, bring her through, back step together, and basic. All right?
So follows, when we get in that situation, I do hands out styling because it makes it really easy for the lead to get your hand when he wants to get out. If you are just doing your steps, then he's going to be like, oh no.
Yeah, let's just show that. Here. So bad follow form. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay? Very difficult. Where if Jenny's hands are out here, looks beautiful. Looks beautiful.
And you can
I can pick up this hand, bring it over, and we're there. Okay?
And in terms of connectivity, cumbia moves are really good to have a nice elbow spring.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you don't want to extend out real big or do real big cumbia steps, because when the music gets to be faster, if you're dancing to a slow song, you can take bigger steps. But when the music gets to be faster, you want to have this spring that happens in your elbow position to keep you guys close and springing off of one another. And also, if you're taking small steps, you won't get out of the timing of the music.
Okay, so let me show you a full cumbia, and then we can actually demonstrate for you what Jenny's talking about here in real time. So if we're here, so a half cumbia, remember, is 1, 2, 3. So the follow turns on 1, 2, 3. A full cumbia, the lead's going to back step and walk across, turning to the left and picking up the hand here. So it's back 2, 3, back walk across, back 2, 3, back walk across, back 2, 3, back walk across. Okay? So this is a repeating cumbia, and it's one hand.
And you want to notice when he back steps and walks across, I'm just running my hand across his back. I never break connection with him. So if you follows are noticing that your lead is placing your hand somewhere, just leave your hand connected to them however you can.
Let's show that. So we're here, back 2, 3, back. So lead, you want your hand up here, back, walk across, putting your hand here. Her hand is going to go behind your back. You're going to put your hand down and pick it up here. Now, for me, style-wise, let's do that again, and let me talk about style. 1, 2, 3. So we don't want the hand here. Notice that's not good. We want it across. Pass the hand here. And then leads, don't lift your hand up. Turn your head down to look for her hand. That will work, but it's not very pretty. So when you come across, just put your hand down with the palm back. Her hand will hit your arm, slide down, pick up your hand, and you're ready to go again. Okay? So we're just doing repeating cumbias. Okay? Now, what happens with this is, if you're doing this to really slow music, then you can be stretched way out. Okay? Stretched way out. Okay? But if you get really fast music and you have to do it fast, then you have to be really tightly connected. Really tightly connected. And so you need to pull on each other on every one of these moves. So this is great for salsa connection. We've talked about salsa connection throughout. On this, if either one of you does not have a really good strong pull on 1 and 5 on the back rocks, then this move will simply fail.
Well, it's also a pull, but it's a breaker point too. Like if you just say, my elbow is locked right here, when you come out of the cumbia and you hit this point, and you don't let it come out of your designated spot, then you'll bounce off of that into the next cumbia.
Okay. Now the other thing I want to talk about is leads on the lead on this. If you'll lead on the open break a little out and down, then that prepares the follow to make a really nice move across. So you're both doing exactly the same turns. The follow's doing it on 1, 2, 3. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. The lead's doing the same turn on 5, 6, 7. It's a back and a half turn to the left. So both of you are going to back rock on 1 and on 5. Then a half turn, one of you on 1 4 count, the other on the other 4 count. So this is a repeating one-handed cumbia. So remember, we're just using this one hand, the other you can style with, do whatever you like. Keep it out of the way, don't let it get trapped. So remember that when we do one hand, the follow's hand, Jenny's hand, is going to go across my back, and I'm going to pick it up here as I back step. So her hand goes across my back. My hand never goes across her back on the one hand. Now, if I want to use my other hand, then if she starts this move and comes across, all I have to do is put my hand where I put her hand before. It comes across her back. She will, by just automatic response, put her left hand out, My hand will come down, pick up her hand. As I back step, then I'm going to bring that hand over my head, putting her hand here, and back step. So now we're doing the same thing with one another in this repeating move, back stepping 1 and 5, 1 and 5, and it's very nice. Okay? Now, students always then say, how do I get out of this? My usual response, which isn't always appreciated, is do this near the end of the song so the music ends. Okay? But there are other ways of getting out of it. Two in particular that are really nice. One of them is very simple. So let's start here. So we have a repeating cumbia. Okay? Now if I just let Jenny go through here, back step together, then I can go back to basic. Not a big deal. So all I have to recognize is that the half cumbia is right here, and I just do a half cumbia and go back to basic. Easy. Okay? Now, the other one is a lot more fun, and it will take a little while to learn this, but it's a great, great way of exiting. This, I think, is kind of a flash move. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, back, step, over. So notice I have stayed with my back to Jenny. Now, I'm going to leave my right hand across my chest. I'm going to put the elbow down. So I've got it here. As I step 1, 2, 3, I'm going to step across myself here and bring this hand up 1, 2, 3. Bring them down. And then I'm going to turn Jenny 5, 6, 7 and step forward. Okay? So here's how it works. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now let's talk about this. Notice my connection here. The middle finger where it's supposed to be. I come up and over and down. Now, this hand in the meantime, I have turned so that my hand is on the back of her hand. That allows me to use my thumb to lift her hand up over my head. Now, a couple of tips here. Many guys that are a lot taller than the follow will say, I can't do this because she is shorter and I don't have the room to do it. Well, you want to be a really short girl right now? Okay. So notice, I still have plenty of room if Jenny is like really short, so no problem. So it's just remembering, okay, I'm just lifting it up as I'm turning around. Okay? The other thing that tends to happen in leads, you want to be careful of this. It seems like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. I need to do this all at once. So you lift up both hands, and then it gets all completely confused. So what you want is take those 3 counts, lift it up over, and then do the turn on 5, 6, 7. All right? So let me show it to you one more time. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Pretty nice, huh? This is also a great time to add a double turn. And I often say to leads, okay, if you feel pretty confident that your follow has got a good connection with you and that she would like to do a double turn, then this is a great opportunity to do a double turn. And I've done it with many, many follows who never even actually knew they did the double turn. So let me show you how it works. We're going 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. And your hands are here. You're going to bring it up over 5, 6, 7. Okay? And that leaves your hands in this weird position. Now, later, or if you've later, actually we'll maybe do another video on this one of these days, we could do a copa from this, which is to come here and bring her out. But at this point, you can just basically let go and reestablish your connection. So you don't need to worry about doing after that. So let me show you that double turn. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now the way the double turn works is you have to really be nicely connected. And so Jenny has given me a lot of back pressure. She's really connected with me.
When I feel that he's going to do a double turn, it's like he's giving me more like something big is going to happen. And so I actually, especially because it's a turn, I engage with my whole core. And by being engaged in my core, it helps me to stay balanced so that I can make it through the double turns on one foot. And I'm stepping forward as I normally do on one, and then doing the double turn after that.
Okay. The other thing that lead you want to do is the turn is around her head. A lot of leads think, oh, if I just start it, she'll go. No. You have to actually turn and keep your hands a little apart, and that will give her all the...
Again, Paul, you don't want to like let your arms be turned without your body coming with you. You want to keep that all going together.
Okay, so we're going to do one of the tiny little... It's just a little combination. So we're going to basically go 1, 2, 3, and that's to a wrap. So notice there, it's like a half cumbia, but I didn't let go. I stayed here. And then I'm going to step forward and carry Jenny around. 5, 6, 7. Let's just stay on this, like this. So now we're here. I'm going to pull with this hand to roll Jenny out. Okay? And notice, as she goes out, you can either take the steps and tap, or you can just watch her roll out and tap your foot here. And then your hand is going to be in front. You're going to pull her back in. So she's going out to a wrap and back in. Then you're going to send her out again. And I like to put my hand out. And then this one, you're going to pull back to get her started. And then let her go. And then hold up your left hand so she can mark that. She can turn as many times as she likes. 1, 2, 4, whatever she likes. Stop here, and that then allows you to step in. Okay? So we're going 1, 2, 3, and walk, walk, walk. Send her out. 2, 3, tap. Bring her in. Send her out. 2, 3, tap. Spin her around. Go to basic. Notice nice move. So let's try it from this direction. Maybe we'll get the other angle. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and walk, walk, walk. And these are very important for you to step forward and pull her back. The axis of turning is between you. So she's not going around you, you're not going around her. Then here, she's going out. 1, 2, 3, tap. Bring her in. 6, 7, tap. Send her out. 2, 3. Now let me stop here. Now notice my arm is forward. If we're here, then the only way I could try to lead her would be to like pull her. She shouldn't be pulled, she should be turned. Turning is by moving your arm back. Then follows your arm is out, so that when this arm goes, if your arm out comes across your body, then it's going to give you a really crisp, fancy, flashy turn coming in. So it just comes really in. All right?
Helps you to turn.
So you can send her out, you can bring her in, send her out, spin her around, give her a target, and backstep to basic. Okay?
And Paulus, when you are coming out, you want to have your whole frame engaged, even coming out to here. A lot of follows, they come out of it and they want to overextend like that. But you want to just keep your shoulders engaged and your arms out nicely. And you want to keep this arm engaged because he's going to use that. And so try it, and I won't have an engaged arm. Try to turn me. So that's not going to work. If it's engaged, I can pick up that signal and come back in.
Exactly. Now the other thing else is that, ladies, when you're rolled out, the question is, how do you know that the lead doesn't want you to just keep spinning? Well, the lead is going to stop his hand right there, and it's going to be firm. Okay? So when that hand is firm there, then you know, okay, this is the connection. I'm going to connect here, and that arm goes out, not on around. So your movement, your turning is in a linear way, so that your arm is the last thing to go out, and it goes simply straight out. And you should never overturn. So if you're connected here, that arm will go straight out. If you're not connected here, you'll turn past this, and this arm will go do weird stuff. Okay.
One last thing I'd like to say about that. When we're getting rolled out, our hand is here. We want to use this motivation to bring it from the inside of your body out. Because if you do it and you just like airplane, kind of like, you know, it's like it's not coming from the center of your balance, and it doesn't become as exact and nice as it could be.
Okay, so the great thing about cumbias is you can do them in a lot of combinations. You can do half cumbia, you can do a full cumbia, you can do repeating cumbias. In the middle of a repeating cumbia, you can do shoulder checks. You can then go back into cumbias. You can do a wrap and a walk around. You can do a spin out and so forth. So it's really, really easy to interweave these moves together. And so if you were to just do basic, then do open break, then do cumbia, you could have a really, really great time dancing. All right, so for this video, we're going to add a little bonus at the end. These are great moves. Very simple, and you'll really enjoy them. So we're going to start with basic open break, but we're going to pull the follow side by side, right hip to right hip. So push, pull, and we're here. Now notice, leads, you may have to step forward a little bit. So instead of a rock step and jerking her way forward, then we have to negotiate the foot we're breaking off of. So we're going to push, step forward to here. Okay? Now, what I tend to do is, as on cumbias, I put my hand over hers. So I'm going to do a hook behind. She's going to walk forward. I'm going to walk underneath and turn back to her here. Okay? So that's pretty cool. So here we go. Push, pull, and walk her around and basic. Okay? Here one more time. Push, pull, walk her around and basic. Now notice that a test of this turn, and when you first learn this turn you may not get it, is that you should wind up back where you started. That's why for the lead, when you do the push step forward, to do the hook turn gives you a chance to do this U-turn position. So you're turning left under her hand when you come out. So we'll show it again slowly. Push, pull, and pull her around, step forward. All right?
And Carlos, when you have that free hand, you can just place it on your lead arm.
All right, so let's add to this, and we'll go from the other direction. So first we'll show you the same move from this direction. Push, pull, and walk her around, step forward. All right? So we wind up back where we started. Now, when we come out of that, then with just that one 8 count, it's a little awkward for the lead to actually step forward. So let me show you where that is. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now it's awkward because my momentum is away from my fall. So there is a really nice fix for this, which is to add another 8 count. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and walk around. As I turn, I'm going to connect with her here. I'm going to lead her into a back step as I back step, and then bring her to a cumbia, and then a cross body lead. Okay? So it's a little 3/8 count combination. And I think this is a really, really wonderful combination. This is a more Cuban style move. Cumbias are more Cuban casino style, so they're not done quite as much as in a slot. And so let me do this move again slowly, and then I'll show you why I think it's so great. So we're going to push, pull, and walk around, and back step, and 1, and come across. All right. Now, what makes this move so cool is that it flows together so well. And that's, of course, when you start putting moves together, the combinations you want so that there's not sort of awkwardness. There's that flow that allows you to take advantage of your connectivity to move from one move with flow right into the next move, and it just works beautifully. So when we go push, pull here, and walk around, notice my hand is way up high. When I bring it back, that's just going to lead her right into the cumbia. And then we can do a kind of an opened out crossbody. So let me show it to you one more time. And 1, 2, 3, and walk around. And there we go. Let's do it this way. Come across. Okay, so that's a little bonus material there. A couple of moves, a little combination. I think it's a wonderful one because it flows so nicely together. So this is Salsa Challenge method of teaching salsa dancing and learning salsa dancing. We hope you've enjoyed it today, and we'll see you again in another video.
Que mata y hasta pienso que tortura. Solo con el corazón me pide ayuda. Se acelera más mi palpitar cuando me saluda. Este chico es mío, mío, que me quedo muda. Está tan bueno que cuando lo veo olvido todo. Me olvido de todo, me olvido de todo. Está tan bueno. Me va a dar una sorpresa. ¿Será que por fin él me quiere? Hombre, presenta la esposa y se me acaba la fiesta. Tan bueno que hasta olvido todo. Me olvido de todo. Me olvido de todo. Tiene los labios hermosos de un caminar, que para el tráfico y todo el mundo lo quiere mirar. Con sus ojitos abiertos de par en par, que me mire para decirle, negro te queda bien, ese negrito te va.
La gente lo dice que es lo más bello.
Esta telenovela,
La gente lo dice,
no sé qué cómo hacer, este muchacho me quiera.
la gente lo dice que es lo más bello.
Corazón, blanco bandera,
La gente lo dice,
que él me muerde, me aprieta, me pega y todo lo que
la
quiera.
gente lo dice que es lo más
Por él
bello.
yo daría lo que fuera.
La gente lo dice,
Se ha apoderado de mí, ay, ya de cada manera.
si aquí quisiera, me pidiera que le dé.
Mañana que estoy loco, loco, loco por Migueles.
Si aquí quisiera, me pidiera que le dé.
Verán que estoy, yo por Dios conozco